Hi FlossTube, I'm Rachel, Stitchy Rach here on FlossTube and on Instagram. It's Friday the 23rd of December and this is Flossmas 23. Hi everyone, penultimate one, we have made it together. How's it going? It's feeling very Christmassy now in my house. It's been a bit of a whirlwind since I saw you yesterday, so we went to the pantomime. That I think everyone enjoyed eventually. One of my kids was a bit unsure, shall we say, but once they were bribed with some light up tat in the interval, it went a bit smoother. We then had an interesting evening. So we parked in this multi-storey car park opposite the theatre and just everyone was trying to leave at the same time, so it was just completely rammed. So it spent 25 minutes getting out of there. So I said to my husband, well, what are we going to do for dinner? Note to self, should have just stayed in town and had dinner out, but you know, you live, you learn. So like, we'll swing by Marks and Spencer's and we'll just pick up a ready meal. For those of you not in the UK who are not familiar with Marks and Spencer's, it's reasonably high-end kind of ready meals. So yeah, not too bad. So like, we'll swing past M&S and we'll pick something up. So everyone else stayed in the car, I went into M&S and the veg section seemed fine and there are piles of sprouts and carrots and parsnips and potatoes like everywhere. And then I hit the aisles where, you know, like their usual ready meals are. And A, it was insane. And B, there was only Christmas food. Like I could have had any level of turkey, turkey crown, rolled pre-stuffed turkey, cooked ham, stuffing, anything like that. Actual like regular food, nearly nil. It's like there's this scrum of people and pretty much everyone's ignoring the turkey. There are a few hardy souls there braving their like main food Christmas shop at 6 o'clock on a Thursday evening. But for most of us, we just wanted some food. So like everyone is like rammed into these and they've moved everything around to fit the Christmas stuff in. Anyway, it was fine in the end. The kids got some like ravioli and we had a beef bourguignon. It was fine. We were fed. But note to self, trying to get a ready meal in Marks and Spencer's 4 days before Christmas, forget it, it's just not going to happen. So we did that, and then this morning I have, and our veg order came, so I get a local veg box, and our veg box came, and we've got a bigger one because we've got people for Christmas, so that's here, veg is here, I've got sprouts. I went to the butcher this morning, and so the turkey is here, the sausage meat for the stuffing is here, the ham to be cooked is here, everything is here. So I think the only remaining food item is I have to go to the baker's in the morning to collect our bread. But yeah, so everything's here. And then this morning I have started making the bread sauce. So the milk for that is infusing on the back of the Arga as we speak. Infusing with what my husband says is the yuckness, because he's not a bread sauce fan either, but it's got an onion in there and some cloves and some bay leaves and it's just sitting there, and in probably about 45 minutes I need to go and add the remaining mainly bread touches to it. And I've also started off our gravy, so that's all in the roasting tin in the oven also as we speak, and that will need to come out again about 45 minutes for the next stage. So it's just the veg, turkey giblets that I got from the butcher this morning and some chicken wings all roasting off together, and then when that comes out we'll probably cook it a bit longer on the hob to brown it off and then stir in some flour and whatnot. So it's looking like Christmas here. Today I still have to make some Terry's chocolate orange ice cream, which I've promised the children. Make tonight's dinner for us plus guests. Make pudding for tonight for us plus guests. Tidy the spare room, which I'm going to do straight after I finish this. Put away some clothes. Put up the nativity. Hide all the decoration boxes before people come. So like not a lot. Not a lot. It's fine, it's fine. Nothing to do. Right, I've hardly done any crafting. You'll be really surprised to hear. I'm going to show you what I have done, some of which is wrong and needs unpicking. I've got an old finish to show you, and we'll open the advent. Where shall we start? Where shall we start? Let's start with the stitching. So I didn't start. Oh God, what was that? It's just the lens cap. I didn't start the temperature tree last night because I ended up wrapping the remaining 3 presents. But that is done now. I was going to say there's no more wrapping. I've got to wrap a couple of things for my husband. But that's it. Then that is it. So I stayed on Seasons of the Heart Spring by the Blue Flower. So I went and did those daffodils. And here's where I am. Now, you may notice there that that daffodil is touching that berry. And that is wrong. It should not be doing so. And I'm not minded to pull it out. I knew I was 1 stitch out with the berries anyway. But there still should have been 1 stitch in between. So I'm 1 stitch out somewhere else as well. And therefore my only concern is that this whole scroll work is not quite right and therefore might not meet up properly. And then that is a problem. So if it is just that I am actually 2 off in the berries instead of 1, I will just leave the fact that that daffodil there is touching that berry because it's not the end of the world. But if, horror of horrors, that whole blooming swirl is off, I'm going to have to pull it out. So I might have a look at that tonight and try and work out where the error is. It's nothing like a big error to turn you off a project, is there? Hopefully it's not too major. I will investigate further tonight. I was not going to investigate at 11 o'clock last night. We will see. We will see what the outcome is. I'll let you know tomorrow, maybe. Might wait look at it tonight. As I say, we'll start into guest season now. And then I've done some more knitting. So I have finished section 8 and I have started section 9. Let's have a look, see if you can see. So there we go, so that's section 8, that multicoloured one. And that's section 9, that creamy bit at the top. And I've already worked out that I have made an error in this section. This is what happens when you get up and knit early. So this section is like purl 2, knit 4. So you've got kind of like a little bobble in the fabric. And you do that for a few rows, so it's almost like a bit of a rib. And obviously if they don't line up, it's going to look weird. And there's a couple of places where I can't count to 4, and I've knitted 5 instead of 4. So I'm going to have to take it back. Not all the way, thankfully, but about halfway, which is irritating. This is my Land of Sweets cowl that I'm knitting my Les Family yarn advent. There you go. And section 9, but about half of it needs unpicking. So, you know, not the most successful crafting time since I last saw you. Right, shall we do... Let's do the wool advents and then I'll show you my old finish. And then we'll do the patchwork rabbit advent and then I'm going to say bye because I have to go and get on with bread sauce and children and tidying this room before people arrive. Okay, so get my box up. Let's do the Les Family yarn one first because I've just shown you the cowl. And I've removed myself for tomorrow. So there we go, there's number 23. This is, as I say, everyday fingering weight yarn. And rip the bag. Let's see what we have today. Ooh, it's kind of a pinky purple. Very nice, very nice. And I'm kind of almost going back to the kind of shades we started with, really. Yeah, good. Right, so that's number 23. Pop that in my Gertrude bag here from Penelope's pocket. It's got all the Les Family yarn ones in. Let's do classic DK from skein and the stitch. Yesterday we were in the grey tones, and today we remain in the grey tones. There we go. Loving that. I'll put that in the there we go, in the drawstring bag that came with this. Oh, shove it all in, shove it all in. Right. Okay. Old finish. Oh. You know I like my big projects. This is what I've got to show you today. You might be able to guess what that's the back. I am showing you the back, but I think you'll be able to guess what it is. But, like my Snoopy Afghan, it is much, much, much too big to show you. So, I have done a recording of it. I hope it will be alright because I haven't actually watched it back yet. But I'm going to insert that here. Hi Floss Tube. Here is today's old finish. I initially put this on my trusty clothes horse, but it is too big even for the clothes horse. So this is something I finished in 2019 for my youngest. I had hoped to take it to the hospital as their kind of blanket for when they were born, but I hadn't quite finished the stitching. So at that stage it was going to be much smaller, and it was going to stop on the inside square where the fruits are, and I was on the final orange when I went into labour, so it wasn't ready to go. And then, having not been ready to go, I decided that I would go round and do all the other foods the caterpillar ate. So as you can see, it's the hungry caterpillar. I got these charts online from a company called Whistling Dough. I think they were on Etsy, but I don't think they're trading anymore, so I don't think you can get them. I got them as PDFs. So I'll do what I did with Snoopy, and I will zoom in. Obviously, it's not finished. It's been finished since 2019 and still isn't finished. On this one, I have managed to zigzag on the sewing machine around the outside. So, you know, we're getting closer. So maybe in another 3 years, it will finally be finished. Obviously, I'm going to cut this excess fabric on the side off. So I might go from the middle out on this one. So right in the middle, excuse the wobble, I have to kneel down. We have got the very hungry caterpillar. And then on the next square out, we've got the leaf, the big fat caterpillar, down to the cocoon, and eventually the butterfly. I did have to cut the edges of the butterfly wings off because they didn't quite fit in the square. And all those are stitched over one. So they're 2 strands over one on the Afghan. How cute is that caterpillar though? He's so cute. And then on the next layer out, I'll just show you one side, I did the fruits. So you've got the apple, the pear, the plum, the strawberry and the orange. And that is the same all the way around. So obviously there's only 2 apples and 2 oranges because they're in the corners, and then the strawberries, plums and pears, there are multiple ones of. And then on the final kind of square out, in opposite corners, I did the spots, which I, at the beginning and end, like the what do you call them? The title pages inside the book. They have a name, I can't remember what they're called. The leaf pages. Anyway, you know what I mean. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the hungry caterpillar and know those spots. And then in that corner, so under the post-it note, there's just the name. And then this was all the other foods the caterpillar ate to make him poorly. So a piece of chocolate cake, an ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami. Sorry, there's the camera thing there that's hanging down. 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. And after that he had a tummy ache. So that is my old finish for today. I really should do something with it. I think it's one of the things I'm proudest ever of finishing. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing it. I'll send you back to the main part of the video. Bye! So hopefully you've now seen what this is. I hope you love it. I hope you are judging me for not having finished it. I judge me. Yeah. We all know how quickly the finishing stuffs from yesterday will be used. Right, let's do the patchwork rabbit and then I'm going to say goodbye and start tidying this room. I've got about 20 minutes until stuff has to come out of the oven. So this is number 23. Number 23. And the passport office is texting me because I haven't managed to send off the passport just yet. Here we go. Tropical Paradise. It's classic Colourworks. Tropical Paradise. It's quite a aqua. Got a slight hint of green to it. Blue with a slight hint of green. There we go. And it can go on the ring. Where did we start on the ring? Did we start with spinach? Perhaps we did. I cannot remember. There we go, look at that. I wonder what it'll be tomorrow. Let's have a little feel. I don't think that's a thread tomorrow. Right. Until the last day tomorrow. Oh, don't forget the giveaway for the Elsie and the scissors. Don't know what an Elsie is. An Elsie is... Can't show you because I lost it again. I saw it earlier. Can't show you. If you want to know what an Elsie is and you don't know, go to video number, Flossmas number 17. Find out the details. I'll be drawing this before I film tomorrow. And I may very well film quite early in the morning, UK time. So if you've been sleeping on this, don't go do it now. I think the guy from EDF has just arrived. I'm going to go until tomorrow for the very last Flossmas of 2022. See you later, Stitchers. Bye.